All right, let's dive right into this explainer and figure out how we can officially level up from casual spreadsheet users to actual builders of automated business applications. We're talking about using Visual Basic for Applications, or VBA. If you already know your way around Excel, but you're constantly bottlenecked by those complex, super repetitive tasks that just cap your company's growth, well, it's time to unlock the most powerful functionality hidden right under our noses.
Because, look, as analysts, we all hit that wall eventually, right? The point where manual data entry and all that repetitive formatting just starts draining our valuable time. Picture this. You're staring at your screen at 6 p.m. on a Friday, grinding through the exact same manual data extraction and formatting you did on Monday morning, and you just know you're going to have to do it all over again next week. Honestly, it's kind of soul-crushing. So it really begs the question. How on earth do we scale our business operations effectively without just working around the clock? We literally need a way out.
So today, we're going to walk through that analyst's evolution. We'll cover 1. The wall of standard Excel. 2. Unlocking the developer tab. 3. The power of variables. 4. Building custom business apps. And finally, 5. Automating across Office. Starting off with Section 1, the wall of standard Excel, and breaking past those manual limits. To genuinely scale our operations, we first have to admit the severe limitations of the tools we're probably relying on right now. Now, a recorded macro, it's a fantastic starting point. It just records a sequence of clicks to sort of semi-automate a basic process. But, and this is a massive business catch, when you record a macro, it literally records your mistakes too, and it'll blindly repeat them every single time you run it. It relies heavily on static ranges and has zero logical adaptability. Think about the business risk there. If your underlying data shifts by literally just one row, that recorded macro might completely overwrite crucial financial numbers without giving you any warning whatsoever. And that right there is exactly why we have to step up to writing actual VBA code. Writing your own code uses dynamic variables and applies strict logical rules, like if-then statements, which means your processes can scale instantly and, more importantly, safely, no matter how much your corporate data changes.
Moving into Section 2, Unlocking the Developer tab, the hidden door. Now, the crazy thing is, the secret to all this incredible power is actually already sitting right there on your computer. But Excel intentionally hides its most powerful tools by default, mostly to protect casual users. If you glance at your standard tabs at the top of the screen, File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, there is a vital piece conspicuously missing. Take a look at the ribbon customization menu shown here. This is our hidden door to a massive new developer toolkit.
By following just 3 simple steps, we finally pull back the curtain on the Developer tab. You literally just right-click any empty part of the ribbon, select Customize the ribbon, check that Developer box, and hit OK. Honestly, it's almost surprising how easy it is to unlock. Just like that, you've got direct access to the Visual Basic programming environment. It is a total level-up moment. You can immediately start dropping form controls, text boxes, and ActiveX buttons right into your spreadsheets to build out real operational tools.
Which brings us to Section 3, the power of variables and engineering stable models. So to engineer rock-solid, stable models, we start by constructing dynamic solutions using what we call variables. Think of variables as flexible containers for your ever-changing business data. Check out the storage sizes and range limits for the data types listed here. Choosing the right one, whether it's just a simple byte for tiny numbers up to 255, a boolean for basic true or false statements, or a massive long integer for data in the billions, is absolutely crucial. Look, in a high-stakes business environment, efficient memory use is quite literally the difference between a lightning-fast application and a catastrophic system crash right in the middle of a huge client presentation. If your 50-megabyte financial model is constantly freezing up on you, I'd bet good money it's because of poor variable management. And hey, speaking of crashing your model, bugs cost your business immense money and time. Just imagine spending 4 agonizing hours on a Tuesday afternoon hunting down a calculation error, only to realize you accidentally misspelled a variable name way down on line 400. That one typo could create an infinite loop or a mathematical disaster that completely ruins your analysis. So, as professional analysts, we always enable Require Variable Declaration in our settings. This automatically drops the command Option Explicit at the very top of our code. It is our ultimate safety net. It strictly forces you to intentionally define every single variable, so it immediately flags any typos the second you try to run the code, catching them way before they turn into highly expensive business problems. Once we're actually writing robust, clean code, we can optimize our ROI even further with a few pro enhancements that dramatically level up the user experience.
First off, if you're processing thousands of rows of data, you definitely don't want to sit there watching Excel slowly update every single cell on your screen. By setting application.screenUpdating to false in your code, you hide all those background tasks. It's basically a magic trick for end users. The screen freezes for a split second, and boom, the work is done. It drastically speeds up macro execution time and boosts the perceived professionalism of your tool. Second, we can throw in interactive message boxes, like prompts asking yes, no, or cancel, that dynamically guide the workflow and stop user errors in their tracks. And finally, you can dive straight into your VBA project properties and lock your code with a password. That way, your proprietary business logic and intellectual property stay entirely secure from prying eyes.
All right, Section 4, Building Custom Business Apps, Moving Beyond the Spreadsheet.
The real game changer here is that VBA doesn't just manipulate cells. It actually empowers you to build real visual applications. Take a close look at this user form. It looks and functions exactly like a standalone calculator program, right? Complete with clickable, interactive buttons and a super sleek graphical interface. But the incredible part? It was built entirely inside Excel. By creating modules and user forms, you elevate your work from just another spreadsheet into professional-grade business software. Imagine handing over a sleek, branded data entry tool like this to your sales team. They wouldn't even realize they were technically running an Excel macro. It just completely changes the scale of what you can deliver.
But to build reliable, robust visual apps like that calculator, there are 3 golden rules of programming logic we have to strictly follow. Number 1, always choose the correct variables to optimize memory and dodge those catastrophic bugs we talked about earlier. Number 2, write your code in the exact logical sequence required for execution. You have to remember, a machine has zero human intuition. It can't guess your business process. It only does exactly what you tell it to do in the exact order you say it. And number 3, never, ever repeat names. Every single button, label, and form needs a unique identifier, so your code always knows exactly which specific element it's talking to behind the scenes.
And here is where it gets unbelievably professional. Honestly, this completely blew my mind when I first figured it out. When you're presenting your newly built app to an end user, having that cluttered, intimidating Excel grid sitting in the background isn't always ideal. Well, by using the workbook_open event and adding just one unbelievably simple line of code, application.visible equals false, you can hide the Excel application entirely. The second the user opens the file, the spreadsheet vanishes and only your sleek custom user form appears floating right there on their desktop. Let me tell you, it is the ultimate flex for a business analyst.
Finally, let's look at Section 5, Automating Across Office for True Business Scale. Let's see how all of this builds into our final evolution as analysts. Because guess what? Our code isn't actually trapped inside Excel. With VBA, Excel can literally act as the central brain for your entire business operation. By enabling references to other applications in your Tools menu, you can build a centralized dashboard, just like the one we're looking at here, that triggers complex actions across the whole Microsoft Office suite. You essentially become a one-person automation powerhouse. You can program Excel to crunch the numbers, automatically generate formatted reports in Word, push complex historical data straight into an Access database, prep dynamic slides in PowerPoint, and then format and blast out customized Outlook emails to hundreds of clients, all with the click of a single button. At that point, you aren't just saving yourself an hour, you're saving entire teams hundreds of hours every single week.
So, you've now seen the analyst's evolution. You know about the hidden doors inside Microsoft Office. You understand why we write dynamic logical rules instead of relying on static macros. And you've got the foundational blueprint to build and secure fully scalable business software right from scratch. The tools for massive operational and business growth are literally sitting right there on your keyboard as we speak. So, I'm going to leave you with this. What frustrating manual workflow are you going to completely eliminate today?